Straw Hut Media.
I've been watching South Park, and so every time I say, like, okay, I'm like, okay, okay. It's so funny. Welcome back to Jordan Jones Podcast, you guys. It may seem like we've been active over here, but I had pre-recorded episodes. We had a horrible Instagram fiasco that I will tell you guys all about. And then now we're back because I'm done traveling for a little bit and Matcha is here again. She's so happy. She just jumps right out of her little bag here and goes running all around. So we're happy to be back. I'm happy to talk to you guys again and answer your questions and help you guys out. But yeah, that Instagram thing I have to tell you guys about. I went on at the end of July to go post a clip. And I got logged out. I was like, what? What's happening right now? I've only been hacked on my main Instagram one time in 2016 or something, and never again. My passwords are so crazy. My email associated and phone number associated is nowhere near mine. So even if I were to get hacked or my friends and family closest to me would get hacked, it's just like the craziest loophole to, crazy two-factor authentication system. But with my podcast Instagram and all these other accounts I have my normal information. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got hacked. Like someone is coming for me right now. No, I got reported for impersonating Jordan Jones because it's not verified and it's not my actual Jordan Jones account. It's my podcast account. So yeah, someone reported me and it must have happened more times than one because I don't think one person reporting me. So there's a lot of people out there, I guess, thinking I'm faking myself in my Instagram, but it was easy to get it, dismissed. I was so scared. It was 10:30 p.m. and I DM'd the COO of Instagram because I know him from multiple Instagram and Meta events. And he answered me in the same 3 minutes at night. And he's like, do this, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. The next day, boom, Instagram is back. I'm like, thank you. I didn't even go to my managers and agents. I was so stressed out at 10:30 p.m. Hey, Justin, will you help me with this? So yeah, we are back and better than ever. I had to put the podcast on hold for a week or two just to get all of that sorted so I'm able to, promote and ask you guys questions and have my DMs open. And all of these messages will be from my Instagram account, from you guys directly who have asked me for advice. So I'm so happy to be back in the studio and on my regular schedule. So let's get back to scheduled programming and jump right into these questions from you guys. The first one, I've had a crush on a girl for ages and we get on super well. Wait, what does that mean? We get along super well? Okay. And yet, both of us are scared that we will ruin our friendship when we take the leap. What should I do? Wow. Okay. This is a question we have answered similarly. We have had this question. We've had a similar question before, and everyone has been in this dilemma, okay, where you are friends with someone or you think it's just friends and you kind of both have that little thing in your mind of, would this work? Would this not? Would this ruin our friendship? We have all been there, whether we were in high school and middle school and you have a little crush. I had this little crush because my mom and my mom and his mom tried to say we were cute together and we would roller skate to the mall together or something when we were 5 or 6 years old. And I feel even back then you're do I have a crush on him or is he just my friend? You don't really know. And we've all been here. I always bring up lust versus love and liking someone because sometimes we are just infatuated with lust and that is not love. That is where it's tricky. And I think that is what you're talking about here. If I look back at people I've been interested in or I've kind of been in this dilemma before, I really, really think the best advice I could give you guys is to shut that person out for a bit, take a break, because time will tell and distance will help you kind of realize what you're thinking. Because if you're just constantly hanging out or seeing them, that's kind of just gonna automatically turn into something, especially if you both like each other. So I really would suggest pumping the brakes, taking a look back at everything, being rational. I wish I could take my own advice and go back in the past with some of these. Always, I'm like, I'm giving good advice that you guys should really take, because I wish I did when, it's just lust or attention or something like that. So that is my advice to you. I think that you shouldn't take the leap until you know 100%, because yes, that can ruin friendships. It has, it will, it happens. That is why I think that you should just take it slow. Go where your heart tells you at the end of the day. But that's just my advice. Next one. I hope you're doing well. I saw your message on the group chat, and I was wondering if you had any tips for a first date. Thank you. Tips for a first date. Okay. I honestly think this would be fun. Okay, if you live near any type of outdoor shopping mall, I think it would be fun to meet up around 5 and you kind of walk around and talk and shop and, get a little bite to eat at Wetzel's Pretzels or something like that. And then, if it's going well, you can get dinner at this shopping center because they probably have restaurants. And then after you go to the restaurant, you can get some ice cream. I just think that a longer kind of hanging out thing where you can test different scenarios, because some people just like dinner, but I think dinners are awkward for a first date. So having, kind of one-on-one time, walking around, shopping around, kind of seeing how the person acts, talks, flirts, cracks jokes, taking that on to dinner is better than just meeting up at a dinner. But basically, I think dinner on a first date is a good thing, but I like to break the ice first. I'm not one to like a huge, crazy activity on a first date, but a lot of people do think mini golf or a fair is a good first date. But okay, a fair could be cute, actually. A fair could be cute because you're kind of doing the same thing I said about walking around and stuff like that. But imagine if, your first date, a lot of people, you don't hold hands or kiss and stuff like that. So, by 2, 3, 4, you can be at the fair and you're holding hands on the ride. And it's just another step. And I think stuff like that is cute. So I think my final answer is walking around, shopping, dinner, first date. I think that's great. Or a coffee shop, if you really need to not have something added at the end and you're really just testing it out, just a coffee shop is good. All right, next one. I'm taking you up on some advice, girly. I've been single for months and I cannot gain my independence back. I've been through breakups before and have learned to be alone and enjoyed it. Since my last breakup, though, I can't seem to do it. I have to constantly be texting or talking to a boy, or I feel alone, LMFAO. Do you have any tips on how to be okay with being by myself? I love how you are so independent being in a relationship yourself. Wow. This is really a really good question. I also love this girl. Her name is Jordan. And we talk a lot on DMs and we've also met a few times. I also have her on Snapchat. So I feel like, I kind of personally know her and can really understand the situation because I would see her with this guy that she had broken up with. And while she was dating him, I could tell she just looked so happy and fulfilled, and how heartbroken she must be now, because if she's kind of been through breakups before and she's just been okay and been able to shake it off, and now she's, really hurting, I totally understand and get where she's coming from with this. So another thing I can relate this to is grief, because when I lost my dad, I had to constantly be texting people, FaceTiming people. I couldn't be alone in my thoughts. I couldn't be alone. It's kind of like that. I mean, when you are dating someone, it's a little sliver of what grief actually feels like when you guys break up. And I say sliver because, it's completely different, and especially when it is a parent. So I'm not trying to say, a breakup and losing a parent is the same, but it is a sliver of being the same when I relate to the fact that I couldn't be alone in my thoughts for a long time. I relate to that, and I did the same thing. And what really got me out of that was trying to do different things, hang out with people in real life instead of texting people, because then I made new genuine connections or stronger connections. Because when you're in a relationship, you probably have a much smaller circle, or it is just that person or that person and their circle, and you kind of shut out your friends. So when you go through a breakup and you kind of realize how small of a circle you have, if any, and then your grief process starts with this person, and the breakup is so hard, but at a certain point, these friends or boys that you're talking to and texting will translate into hanging out with people and then gaining new friends, new relationships, new friendships. And that's kind of the start of you having to put yourself out there again to make new friends and connections. And I feel like that is how you kind of gain your independence back, with the help of other people, because then you will realize that you are okay and you're good and you don't need all of this. You just needed to get out there. You kind of get stuck feeling so alone and so empty after a breakup that sometimes you do need the help of other people to get it back, and that's okay. So in my current relationship, I've been there where I feel like in the beginning of our relationship, he helped me a lot find who I am. He made me realize I didn't need this. I didn't want to do that. I realized that I was so okay with where I was, who I am deep down, not who I was trying to portray or who I was trying to be. And so with this relationship, I found myself. And most people find themselves and then they can find a partner. So it totally varies with everyone with this, but it's already a good step that you have acknowledged this. A lot of people don't. They don't think that that's bad, or that they aren't independent. So it's just already a good step that you're here and you can see what you need to work on and what's not okay or what you're not happy with. So just take it day by day. Do things that make you happy. Get out of the house. Hang out with people. Go to the gym. Just do something that takes up a lot of time, and also try to do some of those things alone. I went on so many walks in the beginning of our relationship, and I think that just helped me so much by being alone, because I wasn't alone for so long. I was constantly just flooding my phone, flooding my time, my schedule, just with people. And in the beginning of this relationship, I was with him or I was alone. And that alone time really, really helped me. And I don't think that I would have been able to feel the way I do about myself without that. Okay, that was really long, but I really, really hope that helped. I was just really passionate about that one. Hiya, lovely. You asked if we need any advice, so here's the question. How do I know that someone is a true friend and someone I can genuinely trust? Because I've been emotionally manipulated and bullied by people I call my best friends in the past, and my trust issues are brilliant, to say the least. Wow, so good. And you came to the right place. There's even things in the past like a month or two with me and my friends that have just, it's just so crazy, where recently I was trying to look out for my friend and I heard something someone said about someone, and I'm seriously never in drama or tea, but this was someone that I really cared about and I had no idea who this other person was. I was honestly not in the middle of anything. I had just heard something from someone else. I guess that does put me in the middle of it, but I didn't hear it from this friend, and I'm gonna go tell this friend. I have no idea who this other girl is. So because of that, I just wanted to let my friend know what was said about her. And this girl was so annoyed and flabbergasted about this. I was like, oh wow, like I really did the right thing. I trusted my source or whatever. Then I'm like away for a week and I'm not really on my phone, and I come back and these two girls, they're like best friends now. what in the world? Because now I feel so weirded out by that. I don't know. It just makes me feel like fake friend vibe, because if you're so put off by this girl's comment and what she said about you, but now you're going to go be her best friend, it just really makes me think about who that person kind of is. So, as you guys probably know, I'm not super close with a lot of girls, and it's really hard to find friends in LA, which I know it's similar everywhere else in the world. And yes, I do have followers. So I already am careful on who I have in my circle, and I really don't add anyone new. And if I do, it takes a lot. For a long time, people stay kind of on that outer ridge. It takes a lot for me to break my walls now, the past like 2-3 years. Another person who really helped me with this is my boyfriend, because he is the closest person to me. You know, my mom doesn't live here anymore, and she would be the person like growing up in the dance world being like, that girl's just jealous of you, this girl this girl that, like watch out for this girl. And so my boyfriend now is super close to me and close with my friends because they're friends with me. He can spot things a mile away, and it's just so crazy, because even people he warns me about 2-3 months ago or even a year ago, wow, I can see it now. I'm like, how do you have this superpower? But I guess I'm the same way with people that are close with him, because I can see it too. It honestly, my best advice, it sucks to say, but the more closed off your heart is, it's the best way to protect yourself. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to hang out with people 300 times before we open up. But, you know, it literally has come to that now. You cannot just openly trust people, and it literally takes some work. It's kind of a relationship. It takes so much time to build trust, see the true colors of a person. It can be 6 months, it could be 5 years. You literally never know. And it goes the same with friendships. So you literally have to tread lightly, take care of yourself, know where your boundaries are with friends as well. It's not just relationships that you can have boundaries with, it's friendships as well. You are not a biatch for standing your ground, and just know that. I support that. Yeah, honestly, just be more careful with your heart and who you let into your life, and try not to take some BS from people. Okay? Next one. I like this boy and I've had a major crush on him since 2017, but he doesn't like me back. Any advice on to get over the crush? That's a long time, girl, to still be holding on to that. I guess my advice here, if they go to your same school and you kind of have to see each other, this won't be the best advice. But if it's just kind of an online, like distant friends, or kind of see them around here or there, just protect yourself. Don't go watching their stories. Honestly, you should probably just unfollow, out of sight, out of mind. Maybe that'll really help you get over it. Because if you're truly trying to get over it, it has to be out of sight, out of mind, or else you're not going to. Like, you can't get over someone when you're obsessing over them. So that is my advice. Just try to not look. If you know that they go to the same place every day and you're going there just to see them, avoid that spot. If it's in that friend group of yours and you're it's just like not good for your mental health to be around them, then try to make some new friends. And again, protect your heart always. This is going to be a long episode, guys. How a man can look mature/confident. Thanks. Okay, I think that maturity does come with confidence and vice versa. I think they both are hand in hand with each other. A good way to become more mature is just time and friends. That's always number one. You know, you are the product of your 5 closest friends. So if your 5 closest friends are immature, insecure, who says that in his song? I think Kanye West. He's like, insecure. Yeah, that is where you start, you know, alone time, gym, eating well. That all goes hand in hand with confidence turns to maturity, because you're not out there partying and hooking up with people. You're working on yourself, and that is sexy. That is maturity. That is confidence. And so if that is what you're trying to be, then you have to take certain steps and do certain moves to get there. It does not happen overnight. It can take years to feel confidence. Another thing is faking it till you make it, because especially with the confidence thing, or honestly the maturity thing. I have young friends and I have older friends, and I act pretty different with them. With my friend Lily, I'm fun and outgoing, and I'll start to blurt out songs, and I'll do a crazy dance move in the elevator. And then with my older friends who are 30 years old, I am much more calm, cool, and collected. And that's just because I read the room. I know what to do. I know what's okay when. Of course, being yourself everywhere is something I strive for, of course, but it's come with a lot of time to get to that place where I can feel confident and mature in different ways with different types of friend groups. So my just best advice is getting in the gym, feeling good about yourself. That will turn to some confidence, and that is always a good place to start if you're trying to feel good about yourself. Do you have any tips for shaving? My hair grows back so fast, but I can't shave every day because that will irritate my skin. So sucky in the summer. And by the way, I love, love, love the podcast. Thank you, girl. Okay, tips for shaving. I really am not good at this, but something that I find helps me is exfoliating first. I don't know if you've tried this or done this, but exfoliating, I use a sea salt scrub from the brand C. It's like OSEA or OJSEA, something like that. And they have very good ingredients, very good brand. Yeah, I like to exfoliate first. I think that just helps get a little deeper and a little bit, honestly, smoother. And also maybe just, closer to the skin. So that's number one. And number two is if, this is something that you really struggle with or insecure about, I've also looked into, what's it called? Laser hair removal. So because we're coming up on fall, winter, I'm mentioning this because you can, in most places, only do it in fall, winter because of sun. You're not supposed to get laser hair removal and you can't go out in the sun. So that's why a lot of people get it done in fall, winter. So I'm mentioning this because if that's something that you want to do, it's almost the time to do it. And I wanted to do it on my arms because I feel like my arms, it's not that I shave them and they grow back. It's just that I think I have more of a hairy arm. But it's also blonde, so no one even knows that. It's just a me thing. Yeah, I've looked into it, and I know that you can only do it in fall, winter in California. Probably not that you can only, but since armpits and bikini area, I'm pretty sure you could do it at any time because it's not like that's going to be really in the sun. But since it's arms or legs, you have to be careful with that. And that is really all I can say, girl. I mean, also, if it will irritate your skin, try to just find better, cleaner products for you that work for you. Try different ones, stick with them for over 3 weeks, see if that helps, switch products again, and you will hopefully just find the routine that works best for you. Last question, do girls like talking on Snapchat or text more? I do have some friends who are in relationships with their longtime boyfriend, and they only Snapchat. And I just really don't understand it. I would much rather text. I don't know. I just like seeing your name pop up on my phone. But I know you obviously can do that on Snapchat. But it's just different. It's also more personal. I feel like I Snapchat my friends. I would like to text my boyfriend. So it kind of varies by the girl. A lot of girls I know only use Snapchat to talk to people. Some only like text. So you honestly just have to see what each person prefers and go from there. When you're first meeting them or trying to ask for a Snapchat or something, you just be like, can I have your number or do you prefer Snapchat? And then if they say, oh, I prefer Snapchat, you can give your Snapchat, keep talking. You can send your number through there or whatever, but you can still keep talking to them on Snap. I just think that it definitely varies per person, and that's all I can say, but I definitely prefer text. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you wanted to watch it, you can also watch on YouTube. We are, she came to say hi. We will see you guys next week for a new episode. Say bye. Micah, say bye. Thank you. Oh, I love you.
You've been listening to the Jordan Jones Podcast. Jordan's passion is to inspire, relate, and give you that much-needed 1-hour escape from life's everyday struggles. Your family, and we're so glad you're here. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Jordan Jones. Jordyn. This production is brought to you by Straw Hut Media, hosted by Jordan Jones, produced by Ryan Tillotson, edited by Daniel Ferreira. Additional production help by Carolyn Mendoza, Ali Ahmed, and Samir Gonchi. Keep shining bright like the diamond you are, and see you next time on the Jordan Jones Podcast.